Hello everybody, welcome back to another S-Rank guide. Hello everybody, welcome back to another S-Rank guide on Dark Deception. My name is Rocco, and today we'll be doing the hardest level of them all, Deadly Decadence. Now, Angelo Plays already made a great guide, but it's more in depth on this exact level. It's absolutely fine to go check out what he has made. Highly recommend that you do. It was actually a really good guide, so check that out. But I'm gonna be more general about it, but more practical.
We're halfway there, love.
Beer suck a big one. So, by the time that you S-rank Monkey Business and Elementary Evil, you should have exactly enough skill points to max out speed boost and one teleport. Here's why I only did one teleport. Speed boost is just faster, it's more reliable, it keeps the Gold Watchers predictable, which is actually a big thing in these levels if you've watched any of my previous guides. And teleport is only useful for teleporting around enemies and traps, so it's not too practical. But this should be able to get you a really good start. So, for Deadly Decadence, S-Rankers might have trouble with this because of the Gold Watchers definitely being some of the scariest enemies in the game. Now, it's true. They designed them to be extra spooky, but something that's really interesting is that they are actually not faster than your running speed. Despite what the helpful death tip says, they actually are not. So, there is a good route, but really, I would try and find your own, anything that works. You can use my route if you want to.
Yes, footsteps are getting louder.
As it's usually predictable and you can kind of understand what the Gold Watchers are, but I understand that some routes require more habit, so do what feels more natural for you. Anyway, so you kind of want to get, with this area, you can use speed boost whenever you want, usually if it's like to time out traps, but here, as you can see, I'm just running away and I am completely safe. There's no Gold Watcher threatening me, I am fine. So, with traps, in this area, it's a good idea to either teleport past traps, or when you're stuck at a trap without a teleport, or you just don't feel comfortable, just turn and look at the Gold Watchers. This is just... Beers is clipping out. She doesn't know what's going on. And there you go. And yes, you can actually teleport through Gold Watchers. Just as long as there's not a wall in the way, except for traps you can teleport through. Unless there's a wall in the way, you should be fine to teleport through enemies. So if your teleport ever fails, it's because you ran into a wall. Now, as you just saw there, Gold Watchers are... You can twist Gold Watchers' ankles like there's nothing else. So... go for them. Go for that. It's actually really useful. Now, after you're done with the level, make sure to go get the red shard. This is actually crucial, as this screws me up so often. And of course, it does that to me. As you can tell, this thing does not like to play nice with you when you're doing your route. So just be prepared. So here, don't get the secret over there. It won't count. You have to get it during the escape scene. It's actually a glitch. I think that developers should lock the gate before you get there, but now we're into what you guys are really here for. The manor. 304 shards is menacing, isn't it? I bet you're scared, shaking in your boots. Well, don't worry. All the same logic applies. What the heck? That's right, you can teleport through that. So here's the first secret. It's pretty obvious on the map, so if you ever... I mean, you really shouldn't lose sight of it. But yeah, again, a route is recommended in this area, as it just makes things predictable. And you could also just teleport through sketchy areas, so it's always useful. Around these corners, especially when getting this secret, You'll know that secret when there aren't any shards in that location. Just look in towards the middle. It's always safer that way. That way you stop them and stop any gold watchers from kind of cutting you off. It's just useful. Not a guaranteed tip, but it's just a good habit to get into. With these rooms, I think one of the biggest things is not to panic. There are a few strategies. They always make a whoosh in the middle if you don't see them coming. And they're pretty, like, you could just lean towards the edge, so. So as you can see, I kind of got a route going here. It actually usually gets me S rank. This is always the sketch bit. So this is always the most difficult area for me. You're either gonna get caught by a trap or a gold watcher here, so good to stay alert. So actually, we got a clear path. So there you go. So here I will be demonstrating the bait and lure technique. Pretty much, there are kind of two ways to do it. You can look down. This will allow all the gold watchers to kind of surround you. It's a little menacing though. But make sure that you get all 4 in the room. And here's a little kind of cool ankles trick. Bam. Now all you have to do at this point, is look in at all the gold watchers. And here is an optimal time to get the red shard. Always get that when you can, as that thing is as devious as always, so. And has ruined my run so many times it's hard to count. And depressing to count, if I'll be honest. Another good strategy is to just walk in circles, and the bait and lure techniques works. It's a little bit slower that way, but it's also safer if you want to re-navigate the gold watchers. And here, you just kind of keep eyes on the room. You can press Z, that helps keep your eye on the specific room. But during this time, you'll be thinking, but Rocco, the traps. Well, as you see with the swinging axe, it always whooshes in the middle. So as soon as you see the axe whoosh, hear the whoosh whoosh, or just see it swing by, then you can just run over. So it's during this time. Now you could just do this for the entire level, but it's a little awkward. This is also where stereo headphones comes in play, as listening for where the traps are also super important. But yeah, this is actually an optimal time to get as many shards as possible. Any difficult shards, that always helps. But a good area to use this on is to flip this lever. Now, there is a glitch with the lever that I constantly find myself into. Wait for the traps to go off and then activate it from a distance. You can get trapped on the lever and actually die because of it, so don't fall into the trap.
I think it wants to give you a hug. Isn't that sweet? Watch your step, love.
So, at this point, this is one of the areas that I use the bait and lure technique again. Really, if you just look away from them, they'll follow you in. They're pretty fast whenever, so the gold watchers have speed faster than your running speed whenever they are far away. Whenever they're close by, they are exactly the same as your running speed. This is why you're able to avoid them so easily. Now, I'm currently waiting for the 4th one. There we go. So, during this time, this room is by far one of the hardest to get all the shards when not using the bait and lure technique. It's great to get them in the room right next to you, and as soon as the traps go off, just go in. It's pretty easy to find all the shards. Just know your WASD. Now, actually, not all these are spikes. Any one of them with the spikes are spikes, or aren't spikes, so those are actually safe to stand on. But now this is the secret area. This is what happens when you activate the lever, and the secret is just over here. As you can tell, all the gold watchers are just still, so they'll be at the other end. Now again, I'm going to be using the bait and lure technique a little bit to just make sure that I get all the shards that are a little awkward to get. Now you can get the yellow shard if you want. It's actually not needed. It does not count towards S rank. And during this area, honestly speed boost and get ready to be cut off. Now in this, you might actually have to go through this a couple of times and like loop around. As long as you just don't run into any traps or anything, that's fine. Any G watchers. If there's ever an area that you want to go, just look in that area, in that general area. So here's actually a big rooms that you have a lot of maneuverability, and these are optimal examples of where to do the bait and lure. There we go. I think we got 3 out of the 4, so you can usually hear where the fourth one is. There we go. Now we got them all here. Bait and lure. Is it cheese? Yeah, but I'm assuming that you're looking at this guide because you can't complete the level, so. So, now with the final shards. Keep your eyes on the middle. You want to leave your last shard usually towards the end. And then just wait for Malik to appear, teleport through him, and then weave your way through these gold watchers. There we go. And there you go. Now you got the rim piece. Again, gold watchers are like the most
You need to get back to the portal.
ankle twisting enemies that you can have, so. And finally, don't forget the secret on the left. You have to get this now, or else it won't count towards the end. There is actually a gold watcher after you, but don't worry about him. He's slower than your running speed, and you could trap him in here later. So as you can see, there he is. You can teleport past him or weave around him, and then close the gate. Now he's trapped. He's so funny, getting the trapped all the time. Pathetic. It's at this area that you probably want to think about saving your speed boost. This is probably the most intimidating, but probably one of the easiest sections of the entire level, as you don't have to do anything. So just keep your speed boost at the ready, and as soon as you see Malik and you get to the little lake area, just hug this right area. Watch that gold watcher right there, and you could just pretty much run through. Now as soon as you reach here, look down, look away, till you regain speed boost. And then the exit should be wide open for you. There you go. You can risk the teleport. It's probably not worth it, but we got this done in about 15 minutes. It can be less in your case if you're able to just go for it and not use the bait and run, which does take some time. But yeah, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Any advice on these guides, I would love to hear. These are actually really fun to make, so I want to see what you guys think of them. Make sure to like the video if it really did help you out. It means a lot to me, and it helps me create better content. And also subscribe. It really shows you're willing to invest in the channel, so it means a lot to me if you would. Plus, I do FNAF content and Bendy and Ink Machine content, so make sure to check out for those. And I also do occasional live streams, so make sure to keep an eye out for those as well. So anyway, hope that this guide helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next guide. Bye-bye!